right, announcing your class today. What would you say kind of defines this class? What stands out about them, and what can they bring to the program?
Well, very excited. Obviously, it's another big class. We have eight newcomers into our group here, and sprinkled from all over. We have 4 Canadians, 4 U.S. players, players that have a little bit of experience at the junior level. So when we look at a freshman class or a newcoming class, we have a lot of guys that have a lot of junior experience, and that's key. This group here, they have ultra compete. They're skilled. And their North Dakota mentality. And when you go out recruiting on the recruiting trail, obviously you look for the skill level, the package that you need to succeed in the NCHC, but also character. And these 8 gentlemen have impeccable character. And again, between their play on the ice and their what they do off the ice, that's what we're excited about.
Looking at now your 3rd year ahead of you as head coach, are you finding that the classes have a little bit different stamp on them now under your leadership?
Yeah, you know what? I think each year brings a different class. My first year we had 11 young men come in. Last year we had 9. This year we had 8. So it seems like it's a big class every year. But within that, there's a little diversity as far as what each every individual brings to the table. And within this group, experience. Obviously it's going to be an adjustment period for this group to come in the first half of the year to see what our level's at, but they've been through the battles and the wars of junior hockey for 2 or 3 years, so that gives them a leg up on the experience side of it. So we're excited about them coming in and contributing right away to our group.
How do you think they mesh with the guys that you currently have?
I think great. Obviously, currently we have all of our players in here voluntarily going to school and working out, and I think that's big. As far as transitioning into the fall, everybody gets to know each other. You mesh together as a team in the weight room, in the classroom, and again, you hit the ground running when you come back in August again here. So far it's been great. The younger players have adapted well to our culture, and we look forward to a successful year coming up.
We always pay lots of attention to the high draft picks that you guys have coming in, but it seems with guys like Gabe Bast, you might have some guys that flew under the radar a little bit. Kawaguchi.
Yeah, absolutely. When you look at those 2 names you named, when you say Gabe Bast and Jordan Kawaguchi, you kind of allude them to past players, and you never ever want to attribute one player to the next. But I think when you say those 2 players, I think you think of Troy Stetcher and Drake Kajula. A couple of players that came in at a little bit older age, that had great careers here, that flourished and now have a great opportunity in the NHL. So those 2 players remind me of Drake and Troy. We have a high-end player in Grant Mishmash that's going to the draft this weekend that played at the National Development Program. So again, he's a little bit younger coming in as a true freshman here. So I think all in all, we have a little bit of everything.
Can Mishmash or Jones play center for you guys, or what's their natural position?
Yeah, Nick Jones, he can play wing or center. He did, in fact, play his last 2 years in Penticton at center. He's a right shot center. He wins the majority of his draws, and I know losing Tyson Jost last year and obviously still having Brett Gardner, that's something that we take pride in, starting with the puck and the faceoff dot. So, we'll look to put him at center to see what things shape out there. And Grant Mishmash, before he went to the program, was a centerman, played left wing at the program, so he has experience in both positions.
Oh, Adams, has he played center?
Yep. He's very versatile. He plays center. He's a left shot player. Forward, he can play center. This past year, he played the right wing as a left shot, so he has some versatility on either wing or center.
How long until Matt Kiersted's photo?
Well, he's just recently started skating. He got the clearance to skate after his surgery there early in January there. So he's just starting to skate now, and he'll be ready to go for the start of the season here. So obviously they got a couple months yet before we get going, but he'll be fully healthy by the time we get going. Is that a fine?
Is a guy like Trevor Olson someone who has potential to step up with more ice time this year too?
You know what, I think so. Obviously Trevor's gradually through his career here, he's proved himself as far as what he can do. He's the ultimate team player. Obviously he's one of our captains. Last year at the end of the year, he was playing on a 5-on-3 power play, and he scored a goal on it. And he has the mindset, he has offensive ability. He played with Jay Gensel in Sioux City on the same line and flourished there. So again, without going forward here, he's earned his opportunity, and we look for bigger and better things from Trevor.
Is this rookie class going to be able to compete for some of those spots in the top 6? Do you think? I mean, there's not too many open, with a couple spots maybe. Yeah,
you know what, I think what reminds me of our team right now is depth. Last year we went with 14 forwards. We'll have 15 forwards this year. We have some experienced players. Our freshman group from last year, they're battle tested through last year. The Dixon Bowen, Zach Yon, Cole Smith, those type of players, they're going to be ready to add more here too this year, and there's going to be competition. So with saying things, everybody's going to have to earn it. That's a cliche, but it's truly what we are about here, earning it. Whether you're a walk-on, whether you're a full scholarship player, it's about earning it every single day, and that's the information that we'll find out here when we get to the year.
Would Bass potentially have come last year if not for a lot of his injury issues?
Yes, there would have been a good chance there that he would have. I know he's battled injuries over the last year and a half, and finally he's turning the corner on that. So, he went back, and I think he did a good job of getting healthy, and also being a dominant player in the BCHL, and adding another year of experience in junior hockey is not a bad thing when you look at some of the other players that we've had come through here.
Does Jones maybe have a leg up, being he's played a year and a half of college hockey already?
Yeah, I think so. I think he knows what college life is all about, as far as the commitment, the balance of school and working on the ice and in the weight room, about time management, about what it's like to be a college student athlete, and again, he's a professional. He's a very serious person, and he's dialed into everything he does.
And where do you think we'll see Grant go this weekend?
Well, I don't know. You always like to see your players go as high as they can, but the one thing is if you're a first rounder, that's fine. If you're not a first rounder, sometimes there's disappointment. There shouldn't be any disappointment. We've already had conversations with Grant and all these other players. Wherever you go in the draft, it's just a number. It's just a number of a point in time right now, and what you really want to do is try to get to the level, the NHL level, and not skip any part of the process. So again, I think he's excited for it. Obviously he'll take anything that he gets as far as what team drafts him or how high he goes, but I think he knows that it's a marathon and not a sprint, and he's looking forward to the process here through UND.
Well, we have you here. Is there any expectation of Carter bringing the cup back here this summer? That's
a good point. Well, Carter obviously had a good career here, and he was a standout forward here, but we've had conversations with him. That's something that we really leave up to the player. I know when Matt Green brought it back, it was the second time he brought it back. Every time on the first time that you win a cup, there's always family, there's obligations, there's a bunch of different things. We're hoping he does, but if he doesn't, we won't be disheartened. We'll just hope he wins it another time and brings it back.
How special is it to look at somebody like Carter Rowney, though? Just reflecting on him being able to be a part of this Pittsburgh Penguins team and to play the role that he did in winning the cup. Just to see a guy like him who he fought hard for this every step of the way. Absolutely,
that's a great word, fighting for it, and that's what our culture is here. We have a lot of top end players that have an opportunity to go on and play in the NHL, and we have a lot of players that fight the odds to get there, and he's one of those. And I think it would have been very easy for Carter to probably give up or get out of the game at some point, because he started at a very low professional level. He didn't give up. That's part of our culture, is just keep going and plowing away, and we're so happy for him to get that opportunity to play in the Stanley Cup Finals and win a cup after the adversity he went through and the trials and tribulations of a pro career.
Maybe a good example for the guys that don't get drafted this week.
100%. It's like I said, it's one of those things where if you stay with it long enough and you put in the work and you do the right things on a constant basis, good things happen to good people, and he's a good person.